hello, everybody. We are very excited about the upcoming Hurlingham Digital Assets and Web3 Garden Party on the 23rd of June, just outside London. So, girls here, Korby Hayre, you are the House of Blockleaders who organised it, and Carmel King, you are a sponsor from Grant Thornton. I'm going to start with Korby first. Tell me about the garden party, why, where, and how.
Sure. Well, I've been in conference management and production for, best part of 25 years. House of Block is a boutique events agency, so I work for other organisers in the space as well as clients. And I suppose I was just looking for a USP, trying to do something different. I think there's a conference globally every day of the week in the crypto, blockchain, Web3 space. So it's trying to find that little positioning and do something a bit different. And I realised, certainly in the UK, I think I am the only outdoor event. So being quite brave with the British weather and, you know, put a stake in the ground. I was very lucky, actually. Hurlingham Club had availability because they're normally fully booked years in advance. And they had a cancellation that came through on Friday, the 23rd of June. So I ummed and ahed, spoke to my community about it. You know, the House of Block, I've got a global networking community of about 400 people. And they were like, yeah, you know, go for it, we're up for it. So that's it. We're having a party, it kicks off in the afternoon, kind of ripping up the old conference rule book of back-to-back endless panels and chats and just giving people what they want, which is networking, deep engagement. You know, it's a Friday afternoon, it gives us a chance to enjoy being outside and connecting and making new friends.
Carmel, you're with Grant Thornton. Tell me first of all what you do and why are you sponsoring and coming to this event?
Thank you, Jillian, and thank you for having me. I'm a director in Grant Thornton's insolvency and asset recovery practice. So we're a global practice, and really, if someone suffers a loss through a financial crime or because of a dispute, we will investigate it and work alongside litigators on an asset recovery strategy. As I say, it's a global practice that can be anywhere in the world. We do all kinds of things, but I lead the digital asset recovery practice and have been doing for a number of years now. We are down the fraud end of the spectrum, and it is when things go wrong that insolvency or asset recovery becomes an issue. But more widely across the firm, we do all kinds of things to support the digital asset and blockchain space. Anything from transaction monitoring, assisting with those systems and implementing those systems for regulatory reasons and for AML and suspicious activity reporting. We do tax advice, regulatory advice. We speak about cyber safety and incident responses. We work with banks on tokenization. We do valuations in the case of NFT issuing or disputes or litigation. There's a really wide spectrum of things that we do because we're massive fans of this industry and the innovation that's going on in this industry. And I just really want to assist where we can in helping it achieve its potential, because I think it's got a long way to go with this huge potential there. That's part of the reason why Grant Thornton is supporting this event. I'm a member of Korby's House of Block group. I think it's an absolutely fantastic group. On WhatsApp, it's entirely collaborative. There's so many things going on there, and I don't pretend to understand all of them by any stretch of the imagination. Every day is a school day on the group. I think there's no replacement for getting in front of the person and for having actual conversations face to face and getting to know one another. I'm really looking forward to putting names to faces and all of that kind of thing. And really just, again, helping support Korby and what she's trying to achieve. I speak at conferences on a very regular basis. I spoke at one yesterday. I have one next week. I have one in a couple of weeks. And I have to say, I'm really interested at the innovation of ripping up, as you say, Korby, the conference rule book and just getting straight to the real point of it. I'm saying this as a frequent speaker at conversations or at conferences. The point of it is not the content when it's a panel session or technical content. It is getting in front of people and having those conversations, which we'll be able to do at the end of June.
Yeah. So tell me, Korby, you are changing the format. Give us an idea of what people might expect when they go.
So, I mean, thank you, Carmel, for that. And I think it's really important as well in our industry because it is so nascent and it's growing quite quickly. And, you know, every day there's a new acronym. You know, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, it was NFTs, and we sort of all clumped together to find out exactly what is a national, you know, an NFT, and then now it's Web3. And I think also just to sort of comment on what Carmel said, I think the main thing about face-to-face events is it does help build trust as well. It's all very well having relationships online, but actually meeting people face-to-face and having shared connections adds unity to that message. as well, which makes us all more transparent. And I think that's the great thing about face-to-face events. We will be having some talks. There will be one or two sort of panels, just really as icebreakers to the afternoon to get the conversation going. So we're kicking off about sort of 2:30 in the afternoon. Also doing some fun stuff because, you know, it is a garden party after all. We're hosting an NFT live auction with White Light NFT, who have got an amazing digital punk collection display, and that's a little bit of fun factor in the afternoon. But it's really just to bring the whole ecosystem together and for people to learn how the whole or how all the different industries intersect and interrelate, really. So it'll be 2:30 arrival, food and drinks between 6 and 9 p.m. and an after party for those people that want to stay on. And for people like me that want to go home, you know, around 10 o'clock, that, you know, there'll be carriages to take people back to their bases.
It's going to be amazing. Hopefully the weather holds out too as well. And Carmel, actually, I want to go back to your point you were saying, and it's so true. You speak at a lot of conferences. There's a lot of good content up there on stage. People very giving, you know, really valuable content. But the pressing the flesh and stuff like that. Are you shy, or are Web3 people shy, or are they very chatty?
I think, well, people come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, don't they, in every space. Having attended the House of Block Christmas party just at the week of Christmas, I found people were incredibly engaging and chatty. And as I say, because my area of specialization, and has been for almost 20 years, down the end of the insolvency and the fraud spectrum, people don't always like the Grim Reaper at the feast when they're trying to have a party and when they're trying to talk about building everything in the space. So I just find listening to people and what they're doing, the projects they're working on and what they're aiming to achieve, and then what difficulties they're having and how we can potentially assist them or make connections. And 90% of my job is making introductions. It's going to events like this and taking a list of people who could really get to know a list of other people and making those connections across the board.
It sounds like it's going to be a great party, great networking. Korby, if people want to get tickets, I'll put it in the link below here, this video, but where can people go to find out more information?
Really, if they could just drop me a line on either LinkedIn or my email, which is Korby, Korby, at houseofblock.co.uk. It's going to be a sort of an intimate group of about 150 people. So it's quite high-end networking. We've got all the main movers and shakers in town globally attending, so it should be a really fun day. It will also be an annual fixture. I'm planning to do this again in June next year, but I will avoid key other summer UK festivals like Ascot and Glastonbury, and probably do it early June, and then obviously not clash with any of my friends in the space either who are doing events in that very week. So it's a crowded week, but we'll get it right for next year.
So be there or be square. And I guess that early people who are going to be the early adopters, we're going to get special treatment next year as well. We'll have like
absolutely, yeah,
annual membership.
Absolutely. This is a soft launch to an annual fixture that will be every year, and it will just get bigger and better and stronger. And you know, we'll still keep the intimacy of it by restricting numbers. That gives people a good chance to talk to everybody at the event, because I think sometimes if they're too big, you know, 500 plus, you don't actually get around the room and you end up staying in the group that you know. So when you've got about 150, this intersection will happen, and I'll be facilitating, you know, introductions and helping with icebreaking. So
it's kind of the size of a good wedding, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You do get a chance to meet everybody. Wow. Okay,
and
so
I just wanted to say something beautiful about Hurlingham. I mean, it's just on the other side of Chelsea. It's in Fulham. It's a gorgeous venue in sort of 42 acres of grassland. It's green, so it's a complete, relaxing, serene environment for us all to get away from the office and just sort of have those conversations in the right atmosphere. And
there'll be some bubbles and some nice food as well, so you can just sort of kick back and really enjoy the afternoon.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Well, the 23rd of June, Hurlingham Club, the Digital Assets and Web3 Garden Party. I can't wait. I'll see you guys there.
See you there.
See you there.
Thank you for your time.